So, all right, thank you. So pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, certain COVID-19 protection measures were extended as they relate to MGL Chapter 30A, Section 20, the open meeting law. This meeting of the City of Westfield Conservation Commission will be conducted via remote participation. Specific information can be found on the City of Westfield website at www.cityofwestfield.org. For this meeting, members of the public who wish to listen to the meeting may do so by tuning into channel 15 or channel 12 or online at westfieldtv.org or online at youtube.com/Westfield Community Programming Channel. No members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so, despite best efforts, we will post on the city's website an audio recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. Okay, let's do roll call. Let's see. Jim.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Carl.
Yes.
Bob.
Yes.
Tom.
Here.
Okay, Alex
Present.
is here. Again, Lauren is out this evening. Item 2, open participation. Any member of the public who wishes to address the commission may do so at this time on any item not on the agenda. Okay, seeing none. Item 3, public hearings. Notices of intent. A is 70 Turnpike Industrial Road. Continue from 2/22/2022. Okay. Ryan from RLA, you've got some update for us?
Chair, I'm going
Yes.
to recuse myself from this one.
Okay,
Yes, hi everyone. For the record, Ryan Nelson from R. Levesque Associates. Last time we had met, we had continued the project due to outstanding stormwater comments that need to be addressed from city engineering. We've addressed all those comments. Most of them, or almost all of them, were stormwater related, related to either pipe sizing or call outs and stormwater report, or how things were calculated. So we've addressed all of those issues. We've revised the plans. My coworker, John T., I believe, sent those over last week to engineering and to the Concom office. I don't think we've heard back from engineering, but we're confident that we've addressed all the items that were brought up. Happy to go through the items if you'd like, or we can answer any outstanding questions you guys still have.
I did get an email from Matt in engineering, Matt Gamelli in engineering, and he said that they are satisfied with all the responses from RLA.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening. I've wondered to myself, I've never seen such a comprehensive response by our engineering department. What is it about this site that makes it so challenging, or made it so challenging drainage-wise?
Let me pull up the plan here. So Tom, I'm assuming you read all the comments?
I did. I didn't understand a lot of them, but I did read them.
Yeah, there's just technical things that, if I remember, let me see if I can pull up one of them. Comments were about the operation and maintenance plan, which is, as you know, the long-term kind of how often things should be inspected, how they should be cleaned out, at what intervals. So there was comments about that. There was construction sequencing, just clarifying that, which was included on our plans. We added the snow storage locations. I guess to answer your question, it's just a large area of, proposed surfaces with a decent pipe network system with multiple stormwater structures. So it was just fine tuning and clarifying and tying up loose ends, I guess, on all those items.
Right. Was there also something about a pipe that was not adequate, wasn't big enough?
Yes, let me see if I can find that. So I don't know if you can see this comment letter being shared, but number 5 said the hydraulic analysis included in Appendix D of the stormwater report identifies drainage pipes with flow exceeding the pipe's capacity. Please review and adjust pipe size if required. Our response was the hydraulic analysis performed on the pipe network utilized the 24-hour 100-year storm event. And while some surcharging within the conveyance pipe is anticipated, the analysis did not result in water surcharging above the rim elevations of any drainage structures in the paved areas. So what that means is, although the stormwater flows maybe during a peak time exceed the capacity of the pipe, but throughout the whole length of the pipe and the stormwater inlet structure itself, it had enough volume to hold and contain all that peak flow. So it didn't back up enough where it surcharged out of the inlet or the catch basin and into the parking area.
Huh, I see.
Excuse me, Ryan. I cannot see the letter. I'm just looking at a charcoal screen on the left side. Just wondering if you could look at that again. I don't know if I'm the only member.
How about that? Does that look any better?
Yep, now I can see it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure, thanks. Any other questions or would?
I guess I'll just add that Colleen did forward that to me at least, and I was rather impressed with the responses from you guys. They certainly answered any of my questions.
Any questions from the audience concerning this particular project?
David, was there one part of this? I'm trying to recall the drawing, the original drawing, but there was one section where the construction or where the new project came awfully close to the, if I'm remembering correctly, to the 50-foot line. Do you recall that was your issue? You had brought it up. Am I remembering this correctly?
There is a spot. You want to show us that, Ryan?
Yes, 1 second. Okay, so this heavier, darker line here is the 50-foot buffer. And although our silt fence goes along the top of slope, our edge of pavement line isn't being expanded. So there's a strip of grass alongside the paved area within the 50-foot buffer, but it will remain grass. So we're not doing any new work within that inner 50. It's just this little sliver right here between the silt fence line and the 50-foot buffer.
If I'm standing out in the road, looking at the existing building, where exactly is this? Is this the far right corner? As I'm looking to.
Yeah, if you're standing at the main road, looking at the building, this is the back right corner.
All right, but not a concern. Is that what I'm hearing?
They're keeping it as a grassy area. Plus, there's a steep bank right next to it, so they're not going to get down into that bank and disturb that.
Correct.
And Mr. Trent, and the bank is stable enough for that?
Yes, it was vegetated.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, other questions? All right, seeing none. Entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Jim,
Yes,
Carl,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes, yes to close.
and Tom, yes. Thank you.
Yes.
And I'll vote yes as well. Okay. Colleen, can you post the orders?
Yeah, give me a second.
Thank you.
Are you guys looking at it?
Yes.
Can you see the whole thing or is it small?
kind of small. Even
better?
using my view options, it's a little,
I'd like
yeah,
to see
that's
the-
better. Yeah, that's better.
All right, so we're going all the way down to,
There we go. Thank you. So yes, the SWIP,
okay,
yes, check that one.
recording,
Yes. DEP sign, yes. Restriction language, yes. Oops. 54, we don't need that one. 55, yes, applicant letter. 56, yes, contractor letter. 57, yes, excavator copy of order conditions. 58, construction sequence. 59, erosion controls, yes. 60, pre-construction meeting, yes. 61, emergency contact information, yes. 62, 48-hour notice, yes. There's no Title V, Ryan. I don't think. And there's no water quality certification,
No.
you know. Sorry, there's no markers either. Okay, keep going. There's no signage. There's no storage. No basins. 69, okay, they were going to tag trees on the limit of work before the pre-construction meeting. So just make a note of that, Colleen. So that, we can know where, where their cutting is going to stop.
So what do you mean by that, David? Within 100 feet of the resource? What do you mean by?
Well, the limit of work. And they're cutting a lot of trees, but they're going to mark the edge of the cut so that we can look at it in the pre-construction meeting.
All right, good.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah, on the plans, there's a limit of work. We want to make sure that they don't cut beyond the limit of work. Okay, so they're going
Okay.
to mark those either with tape or some kind of way, and we'll check that at the pre-construction meeting. Okay, 70, there's no basins. 71, we don't need that one. There's no 72, we don't need. 73, we don't need. 74, yes, straw bales. 75, yes. And 76, yes. I don't know, 78, that might be a good one to check off because there's gonna be a lot of area that's cleared of trees. What's the opinion of the committee on that one?
Yeah, that seems reasonable to me.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll echo that.
all right, thank you. Silt sacks, yes. 80, yes. 81, yes. Okay, stormwater requirements, yes, 82. 83. 84, yes. I mean, there's already an entrance to the site, so I don't think they need an initial construction entrance. In 86, we don't need that one either, I don't think. Okay. Yeah, there's no environmental monitor required here, so we can skip those. There's no dewatering. There's no dredging. There's no replication. Okay, 106, permanent stabilization, yes. 107, yes. 108, yes, certificate of compliance requirements, okay. 109, yes. 110, yes. 111, yes. And 112, yes. Okay, the next page, I think, is the bond. What do we think?
Mr. Chairman, I normally contribute on these things, but I'm not familiar with the site as you folks are, so I'm going to defer to you folks.
Any ideas? Or Bob?
There's going to be as you pointed out just moments ago, there's going to be a great deal of disturbance. There's going to be a great deal of forestry happening. I don't, it's whenever I'm asked this question, I try to get in my head and just say, all right, what would it cost us to fix it if they get halfway through and it gets messed up and now the city has to go in and make it right again? I don't know how greatly our resource area there would be impacted by too much water, too much drainage. Maybe that would be something to worry about. I'm always rather high in these, but I would say $10,000 is a number that we should consider.
Well, it is a huge amount of clearing. And it is close to the 50 in that one spot. Is that acceptable to the rest of the commission?
Yeah, I don't seem to have any objection to that. As with the others, I'm not quite, I'm a little unsure of anything. So yeah, that sounds reasonable to me.
Have we ever done a project like this that we had a number on?
But for a bond,
Yes,
you mean a large project like this?
yes.
Yes, we have on the north side.
And what did we do for a bond? That's all. I'm asking what we've done in the past. That's all.
I think the largest we've ever done is $40,000.
Okay.
Going back a little bit, I know when we did when Walmart went in, that was 10,000. But that was a number of years ago, and they had a $10,000 bond. But it's not unusual that we hit 10,000, Bob, to answer your question, based on the complexity, the amount of work required. Sometimes there's some consideration for the amount of heavy equipment that's needed to come in, and what that would take. And also, if there's not a quick stabilization of a problem versus a static problem, where you've got running and flowing water, it's much more complex. So it is a bit of a moving target, but you try to focus, like Tom said, on what would it cost the city to bring in equipment to solve this problem?
Let's do it. Okay,
If I can add, just as a suggestion, a Dewey pile, you guys required $10,000 bond. It was a similar size.
all right, thank you. All right, let's leave it at 10 then.
10,
Sounds
I'll
good to me.
propose 10,000.
Okay, thank you. All right. All right, any other special conditions that you want to add?
Oh, it did just occur to me that we'd seen a little bit of trash near the end of the road, and perhaps we could add that to have them remove whatever's there. Some chunks of
I mean, that place is going to be in the middle of their construction, so they're going to have to
oh, okay.
clean that
I
up.
guess so.
But let's put it in there anyway, just to make sure.
Okay.
You want to add that, Colleen? Remove trash at the end of the present road?
All righty.
All right, thank you. All right, any other special conditions? Seeing none, entertain a motion to approve the order of conditions as read.
So moved.
Okay, do you have a second?
I'll second it, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor? Jim,
Yes,
Carl,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes,
Tom,
yes.
thank you. Bob,
Yes,
thank you. I'll vote yes as well. Thank you. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay,
thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
thank you.
item 4, public meetings. 240 Russellville Road. So Colleen is going to email the questions that we had to the consultant. The applicant requests a continuation to 3/22/2022. All right, do we have a motion to that effect?
Mr. Chairman, is the applicant here? I might have seen him.
No, he's not here.
Okay, all right, thank you, Colleen.
He requested a continuance because I just spoke to the consultant today at 2 p.m. He didn't have time to answer our questions, so
Okay,
Oscar requested a continuance.
okay, and so that's mine and Tom's, and I think Carl might have had some questions also.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so a motion to continue to
Yep,
3/22/2022.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor? Jim,
Yep.
Carl,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes,
Tom,
Yes,
Alex,
Yes.
thank you. 5, enforcement, none at this time. Item 6, discussion. A is 81 Fowler Road. Continue from 2/22/2022. Ryan, you're up again.
Yes. Okay, can everyone see the screen?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, just want to thank everyone that came out for the site visit last week. It was a beautiful day, and I think we had a clear understanding of what was being proposed and where the limits of work were. Just to recap, the applicant, Pastor Wally, wanted to flip-flop the location of the house and the garage, keeping the same existing footprint or limit of the structure in relation to the wetlands. The other site changes that would occur was we raised the top wall of the foundation 2 feet, which in turn raised the grading around the immediate foundation of the house. The driveway would be slightly steeper, and to keep any side grading along the driveway out of the 50-foot buffer zone, we're incorporating a retaining wall that would be about 3 or 3.5 feet tall at the house and then taper down to grade towards the street. The septic system was moved a couple feet away from the wetlands, and the limit of work will stay the same, and as well as the limit of vegetation clearing needed for the project.
Site visit. Ryan had staked out every corner, the boundaries. He staked out where the boulders were going, where the signs were going, where the limit of work was. It was really easy to see the site and where everything was going to be because of the stakes that he put out there. So I appreciate that, Ryan.
Sure. Thank you for going out and reviewing.
We should, it did make it a ton easier. We should try to remember that for future projects, ask the future Ryans to use a similar method of identification. Written, just penciled or penned right on the stake itself. Hey, Ryan, I believe you answered this question when we last met, but surface water is going to hit the roof in the garage and it's going to run off to the west away from the resource area. Is that correct?
No, it would go towards the east. So ultimately, water from the house would be shed in all different directions, depending on the pitch of the roof. And water in the rear of the yard would get caught in a slight low point in the backyard. Center line would be about here. And that would get conveyed over to the wetland. And then everything in the front yard would sheet flow along the road edge to the wetland.
So by raising the house a couple of feet, are we greatly impacting runoff? Are we helping to push it in one direction or another?
I would say, I'm unsure of how much more it would be, but we're not changing the direction or the pre versus post water subcatchment area stays the same. The water's still going in the same area.
Because you're going to introduce the soil uniformly for that. I'm picturing like a large circle of soil that will rise 2 feet. Am I kind of trying to see this correctly or not?
Yes, so the front yard would rise about 2 feet. However, on the right-hand side of the driveway, existing grade would remain. So it would be built up and then you'd have a slight drop off adjacent to the bottom of the retaining wall. So water would be shed towards the street and then down this way, and then water would be shed to the backyard, and then there's a low point right here, and it would follow the contours towards the wetland in the back.
I understand. Okay, thank you.
Sure.
And that was all through the swelling process we had talked about, right? You had talked about how you're swelling it in different directions.
Yes. There's a slight low point between the septic and the house, or I should say a break line. So from, let me see if I can zoom in. You'll see this 284 contour. There's a slight swale here. So water from the septic area would hit that break line on this side, go that way. And on this side of the break line, it would go this way.
Thank you.
Yep.
Ryan, I have a question. This is Jim.
Sure.
Is this out of curiosity, is this a raised mound septic system? I noticed the contour lines.
Yes.
Okay, it is, huh? Okay.
Yes. Groundwater was about 24 inches down. So minimum 4 feet of separation from that, plus your system and the cover, it adds up quick.
On the lower left side, there's a rectangular call out, I think maybe to call it. What does that represent?
That is the proposed reserve area under Title V. If this was ever to fail, they have a viable location for a backup.
Actually, Ryan, that was my next question. Where is the reserve? And that's it. Okay, thank you.
Sure.
All right, any other questions? And this was to amend our original approval of this project, basically to switch the house and the garage. Any other questions? All right, do we have a motion then to accept the amendment?
So
I'll
moved.
make, okay.
Or more specifically, I guess, revision to the site layout. Okay. And who made the motion?
I
Carl
did.
Carl, okay. Do you have a second?
I'll second it.
All right. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor. Jim,
Yep.
Carl,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes,
Tom,
yes.
Alex.
Yes.
Okay, I'll vote yes as well. Thank you. Again, thank you again, Ryan.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for entertaining this. And just wanted to mention in the near future, Pastor Wally would like to get started on this. So a pre-construction site visit would be requested when you guys get the chance.
Just contact Colleen and she can, get a date with you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Have a good
Thank you.
night.
Thanks,
I don't-
Ryan.
Thank you. Item 5, enforcement. There are none at this time. Okay. Here we go. Item B, 109 Whitaker Road, request certificate of compliance. Again, Bob drove past the property and said there's nothing going on at this time. Colleen, I don't think we need to see the photos since Bob
Okay,
taken.
all right.
Yeah, there's nothing, there was nothing there, David.
Okay, thank you.
Nothing at all.
All right, entertain a motion to grant the certificate of compliance request.
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All right, any further discussion?
I'm curious, Mr. Chairman, if was there a bond on this?
I don't know.
There was not a bond. It was from 1995.
It might have been before we were bonding.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you, Colleen.
Okay, all in favor? Jim,
Yes,
Carl,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes,
Alex.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Motion passes. Item C, North Road owner wants to convert land to residential use.
We're just supposed to talk about it and tell the mayor that it's fine. So, let me see. I just want to show you guys where it's at. Give me a second to pull it up.
Thank you.
All right. You guys. All right. So we have, can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay, so you have Montgomery Road and North Road here, and they're just looking to convert this part of it, not this back part of it. So all of this property here is part of the property, but they're only looking to convert this to residential out of 61A. There are no resource areas directly on their properties. There's resource area like back in this area, but not directly on the properties. So in order to build, I think they would have to at least file an RDA with us. But as far as any sort of resource area directly there, there's none.
Colleen, which two lots? Lots 2 and 3?
It's these ones right along here.
2,
It's all
3,
of them.
4 of them.
Yeah.
and this is out in Wyben, right?
Yeah, well, this is Montgomery Road and this is North Road. So, yeah. I think that's why.
oh, is that where it kind of comes, a North Road goes in? I think there's a barn or like a red barn in the corner, maybe? Or am I,
I'm not sure.
all right, okay, that's fine, that's fine.
I think maybe you're
Alex.
thinking of Russellville Road.
I think you're right,
Jim.
Carl. Yep,
Yeah.
you are.
If I understand 61A, what's happening here is this is our opportunity to say that this is a really cool piece of property and we would like the city to own it. I think that we have an option to purchase the property now.
I don't know. That would be a first right of refusal Tom, this is just, they're requesting to remove it from farmland, from agricultural. 61A is the agricultural. The ag,
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it would go back on
Zoning,
the
that's the
tax
word.
rolls and there would be there would not be the protections that 61A has
correct,
applied to
correct.
this.
correct. So they're looking to remove that from agricultural zoning to residential zoning. And we're just supposed to, do we think that that's okay? Is there any issue with them doing that?
All right, do we have paperwork on why or how or the reasoning we went into 61A in the first place? I mean, I guess without not a lot of information for us to consider before we go forward with this.
Okay, I think I emailed you all the paperwork that the attorney gave me about it. So,
When did you email that, Colleen? Just as a point of reference so I could dig it up.
Monday, February 28th.
Okay.
thank you, Alex.
When 61A, the owner of this property now has to make right on taxes? Am I understanding this? Alex, do you know anything about 61A? I know so little myself.
I don't
Jim, I'm
know the particulars.
Yeah. Jim, I'm with you a little bit. I wouldn't mind, having another couple of weeks just to dig into it myself, in
Okay.
terms of, is
Yeah.
this,
I'd like to
from
make a
looking at-
motion to continue it. And
I'll second that. motion.
yeah,
For what purpose? Because there's no resources in this property, in these 4 lots.
Have you been out there, David? Do you know that?
Well, Colleen's checked it on the GIS.
Yep. Yeah, we all looked at that map. Something about resources to the rear of the property.
Here, let's see if I can do this. Hang on. I am going to.
while Colleen's doing that, to respond to David's question, I did not read the February 28th email. I did not pick up on it. I just didn't read it. And I don't know what it provides for information to make this decision. And frankly, I don't know the implications of the decision. So I'm just being cautious, David.
We do have a motion on the floor.
The
I can
implication is
withdraw that motion until we have a look at what Colleen's going to post.
if you would, Jim.
I'd like to withdraw the motion to continue this for the next meeting.
I was just going to say that the practical implication, right, is that it's ag land now. They're asking to essentially have 4 residential building lots based on that map. I mean, there's more to 61A than that, as Tom and I were just saying. Neither one of us necessarily know the nuance too, but they're clearly asking to be able to build, sell off this land and make some money on it. And I think it's a tree farm now, right? So I think, is it the right tract of land? Is it the Allen Tree Farm?
Yes.
So they're probably done tree farming and looking to, make some money on this and move on to the next chapter of their lives. I mean, that's what I assume is going on here.
If this is the Allen Tree Farm, that's a gorgeous piece of property. It may not have a creek on it or a pond on it, but it's probably one of the prettier spots in Wyden that I can think of. We used to get our tree there. We talked about this. This came in front of us maybe a couple of years ago. Remember, the attorney came in and said that there's a possibility that this family wanted to sell the land to the city. I don't think that ever went anywhere. We never heard back from the lawyer, but now apparently they have a new plan. But I would just like a chance to research 61A a little bit and find out if this is an opportunity for us to even consider purchasing this property. It may
Might
not
be
be an option.
surprised, but I have a hard time believing the city would pony up for what these 4 building lots are gonna go for.
I'm sorry, say that.
If they
Say
want
that
market
again.
value for this land, they're, we're not gonna be able to make them an offer that's gonna meet that, I wouldn't think, but.
It would depend on how hard we wanted it, how much we wanted it. We could leverage it, Alex. We could, we can't do this, of course. The city council would be involved and the taxpayers would be involved, but a lot of municipalities are buying farmland and resource land.
Well, if you want to continue it, we need a motion.
I'll make a motion that we continue this until our next meeting, allowing us a chance to do further research.
We have a second?
I'll second that.
All right, any further discussion?
I'd only make the comment that, and this goes for me too here, because I just admitted that I didn't really look at 61A. We were given this 8 days ago as a commission, and we had a light agenda today. We should have done our homework. So I'm just gonna put that as a charge on all of us.
Your point's well taken. It is.
All right, all in favor? Jim,
Yes.
Carl,
Carl, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Yes.
all right, Bob,
Yes.
Tom,
I'll vote yes.
Alex.
Yes.
All right, I'll vote yes to be consistent, so. All right, then, you should go out and take a look at it. We don't need a site visit, but just take a scenic ride along North Road and take a look at it if you're interested.
Okay.
Will
I
do.
will.
Will do.
Thank you.
I'll send you guys an exact map of it. That's what was taking me so long. I was trying to figure out which property it was on there. And I had just found it when you guys continued. I'll send you guys exactly where it's at so that you guys can, when you drive past it, you can see it. So
Was there an agreement that we signed or we agreed to when this was done that we can review? And what the implications
when it
are?
was put into 61A,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'd have to research that.
Have that information?
I will research it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, item 7. February 22nd, 2022. Again, Colleen noted that she made some changes already. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes of February 22nd?
Yes.
I'll make a
yeah.
motion that we approve the amended minutes. Yes.
Do we have a second?
I'll make that second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Any additions or corrections? Seeing none, all in favor? Jim?
I'll abstain as I was not at the meeting.
All right, Carl?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Alex?
Yes.
Thank you. Item 8, commission discussions on your regulations and procedures. Number 1, again, Jay is asking commission to consider taking 1237 Russell Road as conservation land. It's in the very early stages of consideration. So,
May I share my screen?
yes,
Okay.
Isn't this where Londy's used to be?
Actually,
right.
this is where we visited for the tobacco barn. This is the house that has that really cool holly tree out front. I don't think the property is included. I don't know what Jay is asking here.
oh, Tom,
So
No, this is too high of a number on Russell Road, Tom.
No, this is at the foot of Bates as it goes into Route 20. It's sort of sort of across from 4 Mile Country Store, I think.
You are correct. Are you looking at my screen?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay. So it looks to me like this is Bates Road. So the 4 Mile Country Store would be right there, I think.
right.
So this is the property that is in question, where he's at the very, very early stages. He's just wondering if he was just trying to get a feel of whether we would be interested or not. So as you can see, this is already in conservation. And then this up here is city property also. So he was just wondering if we would be interested in taking this on as part of our conservation lands.
Is that a paved area for trucks right now?
There is a paved area. Let me see if I can, he sent me this. I'm sorry, I can't zoom in, but I think that there's like a little pull off like right here.
Up
It's
from the
up-
gas station.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Circle K is right there.
right.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's right there.
All right, well, just again, since it's early, we can go out, again on our own and take a ride out there, park and take a walk around and see if it'd be nice to have that whole area conserved all along the river.
And so this would carry it that whole stretch right down to the bank. That would be really neat.
Probably all the way up to the Turnpike Bridge.
Did you want me to
was
pull it back up? Sorry, I took it down.
Was the tax taking to the top of the map, is that in conservation or is that just in city possession?
I think that's just in city possession.
It
Okay.
might be worth exploring as well.
Yeah,
I would say there's a lot of, people park in that. I don't think it's paved. I think it's a dirt area that trucks park in. Utility trucks will stage there, when storms are coming, and then people park there in the summer and they go down the bank to the river.
Mhm.
I know there's a lot of litter and stuff along the riverbank through here. But it could just become a repeat Earth Day cleanup for us. Those types of uses aren't terrible on this type of land, even though there's definitely some eroded footpaths down to the river that, are less than ideal. But, my opinion early on would be this would be something we'd be interested in.
all right, so yes, go out and take a look at it, and then we can see, how Jay is progressing in his quest to take the land.
Okay, so I'll tell him we are gonna look at it and then we'll make a decision later.
Item 2, Earth Day. Are we planning anything this year?
The mayor is asking. We don't
I know.
have a coordinator at this point. I don't know what to tell you guys.
May what? What is Earth Day this year?
It's usually April 25th.
April 25th?
That's not enough time. And we don't have a coordinator.
Actually, it's April 22 this year,
Oh,
Colleen,
is it? Okay.
which is not enough time.
No. Okay,
All right, so I'll just let the mayor's office know that this year we're out.
right, thank you. Item B, Wetlands Ordinance Update. Again, it was approved by the council last week. As I noted, I talked to the clerk's office today. They need to write up the minutes and then send the minutes and the vote to the mayor, and then he'll sign the ordinance. And the clerk's office said it should be done this week, so I'll let you know as soon as I find out.
Thank you. So do we know when that would become effective?
As soon as he signs it. My assumption would be as soon as he signs it.
Oh, really? Okay.
I may be wrong, but that would be that. Yeah. Hopefully that's what's going to happen. So,
All right. Thanks for your efforts, David, on this also.
well, it was a joint effort, so, and
And
Meredith.
Carl and others.
Yeah. Item 3, coordinator position. And we're doing our doing applicants. We're interviewing them Thursday. Jim and I and the personnel director and Shayna Reed, the city attorney. So we are the screening committee. So, and hope, we'll look at the applicants and hopefully, make a recommendation to the full commission.
Out of curiosity, Mr. Chairman, how many applicants have applied?
I'm not sure how many applied because the personnel director goes through all the applicants and
Okay.
picks out the ones that have met the qualifications. We're interviewing, as far as I know, 4 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I also have approval for Karen to help us out. So hopefully we can get the paperwork done this week. And she can come in and help in the office. And we do have a lot more projects on the horizon. So we do need some help. So that hopefully will be settled this week as well.
That's great.
I
Yeah.
thought I saw Karen's name. Karen, are you still with us tonight?
Yes, she's here.
Ah,
He's here.
Hi, all.
Welcome back.
You're lurking in the background.
I am lurking. No, I just wanted to get a feel for what you guys were dealing with these days. So, hi again.
Yes. Thank you. Anything else? All right. And number 9, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second that.
We have a second?
Me.
Alex, okay. All in favor, Jim,
Yes.
Carl,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
I'm always hearing Tom. Every time you say Bob, you say Bob.
I do. Yeah, it goes between me and you, Tom.
I'm voting for you all night, Bob.
okay,
I'll vote to adjourn.
right, Alex, yes,
Yes.
yes as well. All right. Thank you all. Thank you, Colleen. And thank